What's going on, guys? You have to get the volume on. What up, what up? Gonna do a little pre the night before waiting league prep. Get our bag packed up, get all prepped out, and I have an unboxing from one of the sponsors. So, that'll be fun. What's that? The coffee?
That box.
Yeah. I mean, you could have opened it. So I think I brought a little bit too much last time, so I'm bringing a smaller box on this waiting league. What's up, Zay? Getting prepped for tomorrow's waiting league. Figured I'd just have a little hangout sesh. Should I bring the old topwater snake? This thing is such a beast.
Have you caught anything on that yet?
I don't throw it much because it's such a heavy lure. But yes, I've caught one smallie on it. And I need to pay attention to him a little bit more because I even jazzed up one of the hooks. Anyway. Cool. Cool lure. What's up, Paul? Getting prepped out for waiting league. I am not bringing the snake. He is a little too much. He is a gigantic lure that I don't feel like bringing. All right. Got an empty box. Straight to the point. What's going on, man? Getting prepped out for waiting league tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, early. It's like an hour away from Cincinnati, so I got to wake up at 5:30 and then hit the road by like 5:45. So, hey, did I bring the super glue? Oh, yes, I did. So one of the things I like to do to prep for a mission so I don't just have to screw with stuff on the water is I like to take some of my favorite either Ned or swim baits and I like to super glue them. Cascray is local to Ohio, yes. They are up in Talmadge, kind of by Akron. So yeah, they are an Ohio-based bait company, outdoors company, really. I mean, they do like hunting decoys and stuff like that, but they sell everything. I mean, yeah, frogs, poppers, crankbaits, deep divers, walleye baits, musky baits, everything. Literally, if you got a bait in mind. I think the only thing we don't have is like a propeller bait, like a whopper flopper bait. Although I've got Rick working on that, maybe. I asked him about that. Anyway, so we're going to get some paddle tails. I love these 3-inch paddle tails for river smallmouth. This is the Cascray 3-inch paddle tail. And I put that on a 1/8 ounce bullet style swimming jig. And I'm going to super glue a few of these just so they stay nice and tight to the jig. Probably going to take 3 of them. And I'm going to go dark. Let's see, we'll go Alien's Blood, Bleeding Pumpkin, and Black. Because it is raining up there right now, and I anticipate the water is going to be a little stained. So we're going to get all jig-rigged. Jigged and rigged. Boom. And I just hit these with a little dab of super glue. Make sure these things stay put and I'm not messing with these things slipping off the bait keeper mid-mission. Just a little dab and then scoot that up towards the eye and let that sit for a second. Aren't you guys in Covington tomorrow? No. Think that's the North Division. South Division is in Carmody, which is the mile or two stretch of the confluence of the Twin and the GMR. So that's where we're at. I went and just poked around and scouted today because I'd never been in that area, so I wanted to like see if I could get towards the mouth. There's not a really good spot because there's like a private water treatment plant, but it's like fenced off and tough to get to. But there are lots of pull-off places to park around there. Lots of kayaks. Man, today was just loaded with kayakers. Like there must have been 2 kayak service trucks out there, each with 20 kayaks, and I would say another 20 individuals just out there kayaking the Twin. It was busy, and there were some fishing kayaks out there too. So I'm not sure if this place is going to be pressured, and I don't know. Hopefully we get that weird transition with the fish where the rain kind of stirs them up. I mean, we know what that's like, right, Paul?
Barometric pressure.
Barometric pressure. It was beautiful. It was crystal clear, skinny, but the Twin is kind of skinny. So the spots that I checked where you get in at, I didn't get in the water because I just had my regular shoes and stuff. But I just kind of walked over in 4 different spots. They all seem very wade accessible. All right. I know, right? Especially on the weekend. This is why I like the waiting lead, because the waiting lead starts at 7 a.m. So you kind of get out there and get going before the kayakers get there. It's usually like, what, 10, 11 o'clock before they get on the water. And so the waiting league starts at 7:15 and ends at 11:45. And then you just meet up for like a weigh-in, turn in your scorecards and whatnot. All right, so I got 3 3-inch swim baits. Let's take a pause, and I want to do a little unboxing from one of the sponsors. So, one of the sponsors is Minuteman Coffee. I waited to open this. Look at all kinds of goodies in here. First of all, the Minutemen give you a Constitution of the United States of America. Yeah, it's like a mini Constitution. How about that? All right, got 2 stickers. Minuteman Coffee. Got some swag. Got a bookmark. Oh, they have a podcast, Prepping 2.0. Minuteman Coffee has been proudly partnering with Prepping 2.0 since day 1. I guess like apocalypse prepping? I don't know. I guess that's the only prepping I've heard of. Anyway, a couple sticks.
This is fantastic.
Refer a friend and get 15% off your order by scanning the QR code. Oh, and a handwritten note says, "Thank you, Matt." So what I ordered was the Don't Tread on Me dark roast. Kind of cool. And I got the whole bean because we have a coffee grinder here. So I will grind up some of this and brew me a dark roast cup of coffee to take on the road. Boom.
And who are they
Anyway,
sponsoring?
so they sponsor NAPRA Pro Wading League. So, awesome. Always support your sponsors. Also, of course, sponsoring the NAPRA Pro Wading League. You already know, Cast Gray all day. They are the title sponsor for the Ohio series, which is the Friday, Saturday, Sunday series. That's not what we're doing tomorrow. Tomorrow is the Elite series, which is sponsored by Frickers. The old frickin' chicken. All right. Coffee is good. Set this off to the side. All right, y'all. I got some 3-inch swim baits, super glued and pre-rigged, ready to go. I, of course, have already got tied on a topwater because topwater is, we are to that point. We are to topwater, guys. So I've already got tied on a size 60 whop plop Love these guys for creek smallies. I am also going to take, in case the Whopper Plopper is a little too much for them, I'm taking the Cask Gray Pop Daddy. And I believe this is baby bass. So, if that will focus in. Will it focus? Will it focus? Maybe. Anyway, I'm taking the Pop Daddy. Not taking frogs. Frogs are not the jam today. I am absolutely taking, in anticipation of stained water, taking some spinners. I'm going to take 2 spinners, one in red, one in white, all red, smaller spinner with the red blade on it. And then I'm taking a double blade, just in like a white and a little bit heavier too. So got a couple different options. I am going to pre-rig my small spinner with a paddle tail. And I think I'm going to go Alien's Blood. So I'm going to, I can tell I've got some super glue already on this. So just peeling back the White Grub Fire. I think that's too small for a spinner. Yeah, I want to go something a little bit bigger because I want that trailer to end. You see right there? White Grub Fire, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if that tail's going to get good action because I think it's going to hit the hook if I plug him on there. But I'm taking White Grub Fire as a separate bait on its own. But I'm going to put Alien's Blood on the spinner. I was doing really, really good, Paul, with the spinner the other night in the East Fork Little Miami. Like, really good. I threw the square belly around for like the first 45 minutes. Got one little tiny dink. The second I switched over to the spinner, man, it's one of those things where like you just throw what the fish are looking for. The water was a little stained, and man, that spinner just brought everything out. I think I ended up catching like 15 fish, all on that spinner, and there was just consecutive back to back to back to back fish. So I like this super glue. It is the Gorilla Glue super glue. It is super fast setting, and it is also super reliable. I have had no issues with baits slipping with this Gorilla Glue super glue. Quality stuff, quality stuff. I usually pinch it and give it about 20 seconds. There we go. Saucy. And I'm going to pre-rig my big spinner. What to do. You know what? I'm going to go gold. Give it a little bit different contrast. So I think this is Money Mustard. Might be. Heck yeah. Let's see. I am also going to just in case there is a bluegill or sunfish attack going on. All right, there we go. There's that spinner too. So I got a larger spinner. You can see the size difference too in the actual spinners. So I got a little tinier lightweight spinner and a little bit bigger spinner. Maybe if we need to get towards the bottom here. It is a skinny creek, so if I need to get towards the bottom, I don't know that I really will have to worry about that. If I want to get to the bottom, here's what I'm throwing. This is a weighted, and guys, this is probably, I would say probably, I don't know, 5/8 of an ounce. This is our segmented swim bait. And this thing is nuts. This thing is pure fire. I love this thing. I don't throw it as much as I should, only because I'm afraid to lose this, and I lose lots of lures because I always throw into the trees. All right. I am going to bring a couple Cast Cray 6 sticks in case we got that wacky bite, and I've got it already pre-rigged. And I got a little sauce happening there. I've got my own hand-tied nail weights with some flashing on the end of them, just to give it a little jazz. And then I think if I'm going to Ned rig anything, which I may, I'm going to bring a couple of the new Helgies. And I've got a Helgi already on a jig. So this will be for my really slow bite, my really slow it down style bite. And I don't think I glued this one on, so nope, yes I did. All right, got my slow bites, my medium slow bites, got my fast moving bites, got my top water in 2 different ways. Let's see. I think I'll bring a crankbait and then just a handful of jigs. So I'm going to bring, this is our deep diver, Cast Cray's deep diver. I'm not bringing this because I need depth or deep diving crankbait. What I love about this is that if I find a pocket that I want to throw a crankbait at, I would call it like a quick diver. So instead of having a regular crankbait where you're waiting for that bait to slowly get down to its depth, this quick diver immediately gets down and starts hitting the rocks and digging in and trying to find those smallies. So that's the reason I like throwing a little bit deeper diving crankbait when you're working in 3-4 feet of water. It's because I want to get down to the depth I want to be at immediately and quicker. So you can use it as a deep diver in lakes, but I like to use it in creeks in the deeper pockets so I can get down immediately to those deeper pockets. All right. So what do I got here? Paddle tails. I'm going to throw a couple extra paddle tails just in case I break loose with some stuff. I think I'm 1 more in each color. Got a popper, got a whopper plopper, 2 spinners, rigged with paddle tails, a couple of Senkos, a jig rigged Helgermite. I'm gonna throw a couple extra Helgies in there in case I lose that. Throw me a couple EWGs and a couple of Cast Cray weights, tungsten weights. All right, and then I think finally I'm going to go, in case I really get in trouble, I'm going to bring white grub fire. If you're not sure what white grub fire is, that is the crap slap grubs in either all white or you got this, I forget what the speckled, maybe space dust. I forget what the speckled one's called.
If you don't know
No,
what
milk.
fire is, you need to go back in the archives.
Milk, forget what this is called. Anyway, white grub fire is the all white grubs from Cast Cray, the crap slap line.
My favorite.
Jen's all-time favorite. And you guys need to stay tuned to Cast Cray's channels and just their social media. They are dropping this week, should be this week, our brand new bass plastic, which is the Bass Crawl. Let me tell you, it's one of the coolest, most unique crawls I've seen. I can't wait to fish with it.
The first version of it caught my PB.
Yeah, the first version of it, which Rick was working on and decided to change up the design. This is the original iteration of it, which is still an awesome looking crawl. This caught Jen's PB, big old close to 4-pounder in Colorado, and then got some prototype beavers in there. I'm not sure when those are going to hit the market. I don't think those are planned for anytime soon, but lots of stuff on the horizon for Cast Gray Baits. All right. Get my little, this is my little to-go box. I tell you what, I love these. John Dalton from Creek Fishing Adventures showed me these, and I found them at Dick's. They're the Southern Pro Jig Heads. If you need something small for like a small bait, it's a 1/48 ounce jig, and they're perfect for the crab slap grubs. Perfect for crab slap grubs, and it's $1.99. This is the spinnerbait that I'm going to throw away right now, that I caught like 20 fish on the other night, and look at this thing. It just disintegrated on me. Like, got its money's worth. But now he trash. I'm gonna bring an all black whopper plopper because I think if we've got clear enough water, I want the darkest possible color I can throw. Now I'm going to do something that's a little bit of a controversy, but I'll tell you reason I do this. I like using barrel swivels if I'm waiting in a time-sensitive tournament where you only got like 4 hours to fish and you're like, you want to change up to something different. Like, because when I'm waiting, I don't have room to deal with 3 and 4 poles stuck on my back. So I only ever use a barrel swivel, snap swivel, when I'm waiting in, like, I don't know, when it's a time-sensitive, time pressure. I really don't throw anything that's going to be deep enough to affect the swim of the baits that I'm throwing. So I do like using the barrel swivel for a topwater whopper plopper because it kind of eliminates your line twist. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to tie one on now. Jen, will you give me a... Never mind, I got a knife right here.
What?
I got it. Let's see. While I'm fishing tomorrow, what's tomorrow's date?
Tomorrow's the 15th.
15th. I think I've got another episode queued up for you guys. This will be when Jen catches that big old tank of a largie out of Tennessee Creek when we were on vacation a couple weeks ago. Other than me, who's in the chat and who's going fishing tomorrow? I really like the Waiting League only because it's kind of based out of Dayton. What's up, Mike? And I haven't really explored much of Dayton waters. So I enjoy that this is kind of forcing me to get into some waters that I don't know, out of my comfort zone, I guess. Yeah, Jen, will you hand me a pair of scissors out of that drawer, please? Nice. Been yakking and exploring. Sweet. David, what'd you guys get? Did you catch anything? Immediately, the first thing I'm throwing tomorrow is a Whopper Plopper. Right out of the gate, I'm throwing the Whopper Plopper because it's going to be 7 a.m. The wind is not going to be kicking up yet, hopefully. Nice. Yeah, Mike, I saw your pictures, man. David, you guys caught some LMBs? Sweet. Hey, it doesn't have to be big. It just has to catch fish. That's all that matters. As long as you're catching them. Mike, I saw you had a decent day. $20 fish, nice. Paul's not fishing till Monday. I hear you, man. Paul, are we doing the before the sun comes up send on Monday?
You know that's before 6 a.m., right?
Jen says, you know it's before 6 a.m. Yes, I know. Chased the crappie today. Caught a few white bass and drumfish. The carp were everywhere. About had one jump on my yak. Nice. And then straight to the point. Remind me, if I'm not wrong, you're Missouri, right? You know what? I was just talking to my buddy the other day, and I haven't caught a drum in a minute. And I know people hate drum. Indiana, that's right. So do you know, if you're in Indiana, you may be familiar with KC-23. He's part of the Cast Cray crew. He is currently injured, so he hasn't been fishing. I think he hurt his ankle or his foot or something. Northeast. Oh, so you're on the opposite side of the state. Drum do put up a good fight. Yeah. Oh, you do know him, yeah. I haven't gotten to fish with him yet. We've been on to like some group chats, but I've not gotten to go out there. I still need to go over to Southern Indiana and fish some spots over there. All right, bait-wise, I think I'm good. I've got topwater covered 2 ways. I've got spinners. I've got Ned rig action. I've got a bottom slow flipping jig action. I've got some crab slap grubs. I've got paddle tails. I got me a quick dive and crankbait. I've got me a segmented swim bait. Got me a couple Senkos in there with some EWGs. I've even got some Ned rigged EWGs in there. Bait wise, I think I'm good. I think the only thing I'm not bringing is a jerkbait. I just don't feel like messing with a jerkbait tomorrow. I think I got enough to get by. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Mike won the Little Miami Conservancy auction. And Paul auctioned his body off to take someone fishing, take someone fishing on the river. Because he is a good dude like that. Dude, do it, man.
Catches all the fish.
I've only fished in Indiana in a couple places. I fished Brookville and Whitewater, that area. And then I've fished the White River me and Jen fished the White River in Carmel, Indiana. That place was fire. Pure fire. I would go back there in a heartbeat. We had such a good time there. Like, the fishing was incredible. We just stopped off at some random easy public park to get in. Went in there, and the smallies were insane. What time of the year did we go?
It was my birthday.
So it was July. So we went in the heat of July, and the smallies were off the hook in the White River in Carmel, Indiana. Anyway, all right, guys, bait is locked in. I got the bait locked in. Here's what I fish with. Yeah, I mean, I only know that one spot, but the White River was awesome. It was good to wade, too. There's a mystery of a huge turtle close to Fort Wayne in Indiana. Like, is he a famous turtle? I wish the chat stayed on here longer. Yeah, I know. The Wading League has been on the ball tonight with the updates about the rain. They said the northern rain has been sprinkling, so it's not too bad. It's like the Bigfoot of Indiana. Oh my gosh, like Morla. If you know who Morla is, you get 1,000 cool points from me. Anyway, here's what I fish with, guys. I found this at the Cincinnati Fishing Expo. It is a Gecko brand, fully submergible fishing backpack. It's got an interior pocket that will show you your phone from the outside of the bag, which is awesome. It does have this outside zip for anything you don't care to get wet. I don't plan on getting fully submerged, so if I know I'm not going to deep water, I throw my scale in here, and then maybe like I keep 6 GoPro batteries. And I wrote this side up on it because it's got a divider, and I've opened it before like this, upside down, and all the batteries, because I keep them in order of like used and not used. And I always open it upside down, so I had to write that on there. Anyway, so this backpack you use by rolling it. I think you gotta roll it like 3 times, and then clip it, and then you can dunk it. So if I'm not wearing waders anymore, so I don't care about how deep we get. Like, I could go up to neck deep as long as I keep my reel out of the water good. So this is the reason I got this, because I am bringing my drone tomorrow because I want to get some cool drone shots, maybe not only of myself but some of the other guys wading in the league. I keep a lanyard, retractable lanyard with my little snips and a jig eye cleaner on there just to make it easy. And then I keep my board, my catch board. I loop it through the handle on the back here, and then I just have like a little carabiner clip. So when I'm wearing it on my bag, it just kind of rests on the back there. All right, man, thanks for joining in. I appreciate you, sir. All right, if you guys are just joining in, I want to show you one of the sponsors of the Wading League is Minuteman Coffee, and I just did an unboxing a little bit ago. They gave us some swag. Here's what's cool. Minuteman is a veteran-owned coffee company out of Washington State, I do believe. They give you a copy, a little miniature copy of the Constitution, which is kind of cool. Small little thoughtful thing. I thought that was neat. Give you a couple stickers and a bookmark. And then I like a little more robust coffee, so I got the dark roast. This is the Don't Tread on Me dark roast coffee. So I'll brew some of that up in the morning, put it in a Yeti before I take off. So thank you to Minuteman Coffee. Also thank you to, you guys know, Cascray all day. Cascray is the title sponsor for the Ohio Trail in the Waiting League. We are not doing the Ohio Trail tomorrow. We are doing the Elite Series. And if you guys haven't followed like the Waiting League I'm in, it's called NAPRA, N-A-P-R-A. It's a pro waiting league, and there are two trails. And it's the Ohio Trail and the Elite Trail. And I'm in both. The Ohio Trail is like every third or fourth weekend, and it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday event. And what you do is you pick your water. It's got to be an Ohio river or creek, and you basically fish its best 3 bass. And I found out that white bass and rock bass are allowed in the tournament, which I thought was really cool because most tournaments are black bass only tournaments. And I got second place last week in the Elite because I actually caught an 8-inch rock bass. It is an 8-inch minimum, and I caught like an 8 1/4-inch rock bass, which I'm glad because I couldn't find a 5th fish to fill that slot. It would have been nice. I still wouldn't have got first because someone caught a 17. The guy that won got a 17-inch smallie, like he said, first hour or something like that. He caught a tank. So anyway, that's the Ohio Series. It's a 3-day fishing event, and here's the rules. You can't fish the same water. So if I'm fishing like the East Fork Little Miami and I'm in Batavia, I can't fish that same entry or access point or really anywhere close to it. Maybe if you went like 20 miles upstream or somewhere it's not the same hole, the same water. You can't do that in consecutive events. So last Ohio Series, I fished the GMR. So I think next event I'll fish like either the Little Miami, the GMR for non-locals is the Great Miami River. I'll either fish the Little Miami River or maybe the East Fork Little Miami River, or maybe I'll shoot around, go east, maybe over to the Creek Crawlers territory and start beating up his fish. Go over to the Scioto or what's that other river that's out there? The Scioto, over by Chillicothe-ish, Ohio University-ish. The Hocking River. Yeah. Never fished the Scioto or the Hocking. Those are both on my bucket list for this year. Okay, so that's the Ohio Series. Tomorrow is the Elite Series. The Elite Series is kind of cool because you actually have all the anglers meet up. And tomorrow we're fishing at Twin Creek Carmody at Carmody Park. And there's like, I don't know, 1.5 2 mile stretch that they've got like assigned for us to fish. And it's best 5 fish. And then if you have an extra one, you use it as a tiebreaker. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm hoping tomorrow the rain doesn't wash us out. Gear check wise, I'm using the Daiwa Crossfire, just a basic little creek reel. And I am using, you guys already know, the Shakespeare Excursion. Cheap rod. Works for me. I finally broke the first one that I ever purchased. Was like 4 years ago. 4.5 foot gar, long nose gar in Tennessee. Snapped that rod finally. So it's in a medium light. Or no, it's a medium. I think it's a, what is it? 7 foot medium. I like them, guys. I don't know. It's probably the best value rod, bang for the buck. Not even close. And plus, I'm just clumsy with rods and reels and all my gear, so I typically don't buy expensive stuff. I don't buy cheap stuff. I buy value stuff, which for reels and stuff, I've gone through a lot of reels. I think the Daiwa Crossfire is one of the smoothest value reels. I've bought the Sugiliang reels. Hate them. I bought the Sugiliang telescopic rods. Absolutely love them. They are super high quality, super durable. I have had 2 of those for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. I broke one with Paul from Cincy Fish Dudes because it was my fault. I was casting and didn't see a tree limb above me and finally broke it. But other than that, those things have reeled in 4.5, 5 pounders. Well, I've never caught a 5 pounder, 4.5 pounder out in Colorado. So that's the rod I'm bringing, and I'm bringing the Daiwa Crossfire on Suffix Power Pro 8-pound line. And my filming setup, I got this fitted, sweaty Puma hat, and I've mounted it with that mount that comes in the box. So I mount my GoPro on there. So when I'm fishing, here's the reason I love this versus a chest mount. Is because when you're chest mounted, your view ends up being this, and it just obstructs the view. When you've got the mount up here and you're down here, your hands are out of the way from the view, from you guys being able to see it. And if something is happening, I don't have to turn my whole body for you guys to see what's going on. I can just look over and you guys see it happening. I like this especially in a kayak, because in a kayak, if you're chest mounted, or if you've got it on a pole mounted and something happens and you want to like see the action, you either got to paddle over or you got to twist your body. So I like this. Some people don't like the weight of this on their hat. I found that nice fitted hats are nice and comfortable for this style of filming. So that's what I like using. One of my other sponsors who's given me a lot of cool stuff, Runkle, has these polarized floating fishing glasses. Love those. Got a couple other products. They've got some fishing tools and some fillet knives that they've hooked me up with that we'll be doing a review on. And Paul, I hooked Paul up. 8 Fans, my other sponsor, has given us some felt bottom wading boots. And I hooked Paul up because they don't have, well, because he's my dude, but they do not have size 15 in the felt bottom wading boots. They max out at 13. Those ain't gonna work for me. So got some for Paul, and also hooked him up with the 8 Fans vest and like a nice bucket hat from 8 Fans. So Paul's got a video coming out on all that stuff here soon. He actually dropped one tonight for the wading boots, he said. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I just got home and started doing this. I will watch that when I am laying in bed tonight. All right. And then typically, this was last event's identifier. I usually bring a marker and then some scrap paper so I can fill out my identifier. Get rid of this old one so there's no confusion. There we go. And one thing I forgot, I am bringing a square belly. Going wading after church tomorrow. I am sad when we have to miss church for fishing. I know that's... Am I sad? I don't know. Not sad. I do like going to church though. I almost, whenever I go fishing, I always try to put it in my pocket. Stream the sesh from my phone. I've listened to many church live feeds in the river. All right, got my marker, got my identifier, got all the baits. Got some snacks. I got some fruit snacks and a marshmallow bar and some trail mix.
There's some turkey and these little nibblers. Do you want those?
Nah, I don't want to bring any meat in my bag because it gets hot and nasty. Nah, I got plenty of stuff. All right. Rigged up, rod ready. How long do we fish tomorrow? Line's in at 7:15, so we usually meet up. Most of the guys get there about 6:45. 7 o'clock, the trail boss is there, and he gives us the identifier and kind of just tells us what's going on for the day. And then usually guys kind of say like where they're going just for safety, so you know who went where, just in case you split up and it comes to line's out at 11:45, and then we meet back up at the meeting spot at Carmody Park at 12 o'clock. Yeah. After we're done here, if you guys want to shoot over to Cincy Fish Dude's channel, check out the review he did, and he did some good fishing too. On those 8 fans felt bottom wading boots. Paul, what did you think of the grip and the slip and grip of the felt bottom? I've never worn a felt bottom boot before. What was your thoughts on just overall traction versus any other shoe or boot you've worn? And then maybe tell us about what did you think of the comfort of them. And if you guys are looking to, if you like what you see at 8 fans, if you check them out, I think the boots were like $80, which is a great price for a felt bottom, really comfortable wading boot. I've got the regular wading boots, and I also love them. They're super comfortable, and I can't believe they come in a size 15. Really love them. And the 8 fans breathable waders. It's getting a little hot to wear waders now, so once the water gets warm enough where I'm not freezing, I usually just throw on basketball shorts. They grip better than any shoe I've worn for the slippery type of rocks. I was in some thick mud. However, I had to climb out of the thick, muddy inclines to test their traction there. Yeah, I imagine they probably wouldn't be good for mud as much as they would for rocks. You'd almost, I don't know. In my head, like felt doesn't make sense for traction on slippery stuff. But I guess it's just like walking with friggin' Brillo pads attached to your shoes on slick covered algae rocks. Paul, I know you, like me, are a bit of a dabbler in the craftsmanship and crafting things. I need your help. I'm going to show you what I need to do. I am attempting to rig up a boom pole. Let's see. Paul says, but for me, being in the rocks all summer, the way they grip onto the slime was so much better. Good ankle support, a little heavier than my previous Keens, but makes sense. Sweet. All right, so Paul, here's what I'm doing. I am trying to make a boom pole for my kayak, and I'll have to send you this video, man. It was super awesome. The way this guy had this rigged was he had it on his gear track for his kayak, and the base of it was tight enough to wedge down, but it was also had enough traction to where you could swing the boom pole out, so you had the front view, or you could get a direct side view of the kayak, or just put it in a standard spot where it was above you. And so, being a camera guy, I have a monopod that I never use. So I've got a 6.5-foot monopod, and what I want to do is take one of these extra little Gorilla Pods, and I've got one of those adjustable ball head, and I want to mount this on top of this. But my issue is I can't. Anyway, I'm gonna have to bring in what I've got, and we're gonna have to figure it out because I really want to make this boom pole, and I'm not gonna bore everyone with my ideas here on live. We're gonna have to hit the workshop, man. We're gonna have to hit the workshop. You gotta help me out with this. I need some of your creative ingenuity because you come up with some cool stuff. So, if you guys haven't seen one of these, I use one of these as a backup battery or my all day. If I'm doing like an all day fishing excursion, I don't even know who this is made from. I don't know, just some power bank. Anyway, I just use a power bank. This thing lasts forever. Wish I knew who made this. They don't put their freaking logo on here. But I use like an all day power supply. This will run my phone, which it's running right now. It'll run my phone probably 16 hours. I've used it to charge GoPro batteries overnight. Works awesome. On like an overnight, I did an overnight hike around the East Fork State Park. Anyway, I am rigged up. I am set up. I am ready to go. Going to pack up a cooler for some cool drinks for tomorrow. Before we head out, guys, check out our sponsors. First of all, Cast Cray. If you go and buy anything at Cast Cray, use my code MFM10. You're going to get some money off of those, 10% off of anything you buy, whether it's the hunting, the apparel, decoys, accessories, any fishing lure, all fishing lures. And then also, and they are our sponsors not only to me, but they are sponsors of the Napa Pro Wading League and Minuteman Coffee, supporting the other sponsor. Got the Dark Roast Don't Tread on Me, veteran-owned company. Support them if you want to check them out. I don't have a code for them. And wish me luck, guys. I placed second place last time. Hopefully I can get a good showing this time. I know the water and the spawn is on now, so the competition is going to be tougher. It's going to be tighter, and it's going to be we're going to have a lot of fish caught, I think. I don't know how the rain's going to play with us tomorrow, but we're going to find out. Anyway, thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me while I prep for tomorrow's tournament. See you guys in the next one.